What do you get when you cross a con man, a carpetbagger, and a Democrat with a rap sheet? You get Vernon Jones. Vernon Jones is a lifelong Democrat and career politician from DeKalb County. The same Vernon Jones accused of rape. The Vernon Jones accused of pushing a Republican county official. The Vernon Jones arrested for brandishing a firearm. The Vernon Jones guilty of campaign finance violations. The Vernon Jones investigated by a grand jury for misusing money on a personal security detail. The Vernon Jones who voted against a police pay increase and pro-life legislation. The Vernon Jones who embraced Barack Obama. The Vernon Jones found guilty of workplace hostility and reverse racism against white employees. The Vernon Jones who assaulted a widow. The Vernon Jones who a special grand jury said he was part of a culture of incompetence, fraud, and cronyism. Scandal-plagued Vernon Jones has been running for office as a Democrat since 1990. He's a lot of things: con man, charlatan, chameleon, criminal. But he's no conservative.
Damn. Every time I see it, it just hurts. Vernon Jones there, an ad was run by Mike Collins, his opponent there. And as they go into their runoff, yes, that was from before, but Mike Collins has ramped it up because why not? It's worked the first time. But now talking about all those allegations and things that they're claiming that Vernon Jones has done, has been accused of as well. He also tweeted this out, and it's apparent reference to a 2005 rape allegation against Vernon Jones. Here's the tweet. Although some use a rape whistle for protection against sexual assault, a 9mm is the more preferred form of protection. So he's going through a couple lines here. First off, he's promoting more guns in the wake of all of our mass shooting issues. I see it's a handgun, I get it. We've been talking about those semi-automatic weapons and the ones that hold tons of bullets and all that, right? But there's a crossover with that. So it seems he's just talking about our gun culture. But if you look a little closer at that rape whistle on the side, let's look at a closer picture there. On the side, it says realvernonjones.com. A subtle, not so subtle reference to Vernon Jones. This is where the website takes you to see images and stories told like this. Vernon Jones' violent and disturbing past. The shocking allegations against Vernon include abuse, intimidation, and rape. Goes through further, quotes the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Vernon Jones faces a history of misconduct towards women. Also, some less serious allegations, but I guess in Republican circles it's just as big. Vernon Jones is pro-abortion. Planned Parenthood has no stronger ally in Georgia. Also, Vernon Jones is a lifelong liberal Democrat. Vernon Jones is anti-white racism. Vernon was sued for anti-white racism and the judge ruled in favor of the victims. All those things went down through this website that has a rape whistle as the thing that pushes us to the Vernon Jones exposed section of his site. I think you guys know about the Vernon Jones background. I could go into it, but basically he's been running for anything he can in Georgia. Donald Trump yanked him around, took him off of the gubernatorial race because he wanted David Perdue to get his ass whooped the way he got his ass whooped. Put him over in the 10th district race against Mike Collins, and everyone there are rabid racists because they're primaries in Georgia for the Republican Party. So they put out things like this. Vernon Jones continues to take these shots, man. He did call the cops though, and he said that he's been getting intimidating things happening for his family and all that. So that's his pushback. I don't know if it's gonna do much for him though.
It's hard to have any sympathy for these cats, right? Like you voluntarily put yourself in this position. I'm always amused when stuff like sexual assault and rape stuff is the kind of things that Republicans are like, whoa, you shouldn't do that. It's always quite amusing because they're often on the other side of that. But yeah, they threw the book at this guy. The abortion, Planned Parenthood, he's anti-white, he's a Democrat, he's even a rapist. Like they literally emptied out the clip, so to speak, on this cat. And it's quite amusing to watch.
Man, and there was that campaign stop where he was in a barn and they ran him out, didn't give him the right order because Mike Collins would always come and kick his ass around afterwards and say, you see that loser that just left the stage, I'm gonna whoop his ass. All this keeps happening to him, but he keeps saying the people of Georgia want, and maybe they do. He did make it the runoff. So I mean, to a degree, it's one of those things where when you watch these kinds of battles amongst Republicans, you're like, which one of these two deplorable human beings would I rather see win this? But man, at this point, like the way the racism is flowing, I hope he's learning something from it and understands the party that he's affiliated himself with, and that they really actually don't give much of a damn about him. Last, this last graphic number 6, you guys, because after he did say that all these things like the rape whistle stuff had become an attack on his family, police did respond to Jones's concerns. They investigated that tweet that we talked about with all of that up there, and they found that no laws had actually been violated. They're not on your side either, Vernon. It's a shame.